What up, geeks? Welcome back to our channel. What a weekend that was, right? Okay, so we just had the Anthem VIP demo, which, if you don't know, was the first public demo available for Anthem for subscribers to EA Access, EA Origin, those who pre-ordered the game, and those sites like God is a Geek and others who were invited by EA to take part in the demo, and content creators and streamers and influencers who were also invited by EA to take part in the demo, and those who were friends with those who were invited by EA to take part in the demo, and then those who randomly received a code from EA on social media to take part in the demo. Look, my point is, right, there was a lot of people in this VIP demo. It was a bit of a shit show. First few minutes, servers overloaded. BioWare say it wasn't down to the servers, but I don't know if I believe that. And I mean, thousands of people couldn't get on for ages, including me. It took me 24 hours to get into this demo. Now, I don't know how a company like EA or BioWare allow such, well, a circus to happen. It was like they handed us a cream cake in one hand and then smacked us with a trout with the other hand, and lots of people got upset. I got upset, Twitter and Reddit got really upset, and it was a mess. And it was kind of unacceptable, right? I don't like using that word because it sounds really bossy and official, but it was unacceptable. And a lot of people said, well, you know, it's a beta, you should expect it. No, it wasn't a beta, it was a demo. It was a demonstration, right? It should have been more polished, it should have been more ready. Now, BioWare say it was a 6-week-old build. These issues are mostly fixed in the main game. In fact, they released a statement just this week with a big list of all the fixes that have already occurred, and there were lots, there's thousands. They fixed tons of stuff, so I'm quite happy about that. It was a 6-week-old build. Do they deserve the benefit of the doubt? Look, in my eyes, they're still worthy of the benefit, right? I haven't written BioWare off yet. It will take me a long time to write BioWare. I didn't really hate Mass Effect Andromeda, it wasn't that bad. And up until Mass Effect Andromeda, let's be honest, BioWare were pretty golden. One game can destroy all that? I don't think so.
Sorry, my face is tired from dealing with everything.
For me, I'm still happy, right, with BioWare. I'm still looking forward to Anthem. It's a little bit muted now, right? When I finally did get into the demo, this is hard, right, because I kind of have good and bad opinions of Anthem at this point. Like, leaning more towards positive, thanks to one or two main reasons. One, I unlocked a second class, and two, I took part in and completed that Tyrant of the Mine stronghold, which is like the kind of Anthem's version of like a mini strike, or I guess it's like a strike, like a Destiny strike, right? Holy shit, it was good, right? But there are caveats here. Like, for me, I don't think this demo has done EA or BioWare or the public any real good, right? People who are on the fence have not been won over by this, whereas people who were fully on board have now jumped ship quicker than a crew of drunken sailors into a sea of Jack Daniels. It's not done them any favours. I, for one, I'm still on board, right? I'm clinging to the last vestiges of a hype that a week ago would have floored you like a deck chair to the face. I was psyched for this, watching footage of the hands-on events and lapping at the developer vlogs and salivating like a bulldog with a gobstopper, and I'm still keen, right? I'm still mostly invested, but it's muted now, right? It's like I went to see like a smoking hot stripper but sat next to her boyfriend for the whole show while he just stared at me like I was some kind of degenerate, and now I'm hesitant to go back next week. There are issues. I'm not going to get into the technical stuff too much, because this is like an older build, like I said, but I mean, I sneezed once or twice just in the general direction of my Xbox One, and it booted me out like my first girlfriend's dad. And worse than this, there are a few things that I don't think BioWare will fix because I'm not sure they know they're wrong. Like, the javelins feel really good in the air and kind of good underwater, but on the ground they're a little bit sluggish and cumbersome, which is kind of befitting a 9-foot walking tank, I know, but I came here for the kind of wish fulfillment you get blowing huge chunks of shit out of cottage-sized bugs, not a physics engine that suddenly wants to get with the realism the minute my feet touch the floor. The dodge evade is sweet, but the melee feels imprecise to me, and well, it might have been the frame rate that kept dropping like a breeze block in almost every firefight with more than 1.5 enemy soldiers in it, but now and then it was like wading through treacle as some screeching spike monkey ran at me. I have major issues with the hub too. A lot of people did, actually. I've read this a lot on Twitter and Facebook and Reddit since. A lot of people had the same sort of impression of Fort Tarsis. I figure it's important because of the story, but my god, the frames per second there are like, I don't know, 4.5. It's really bad. And everything has this fuzzy look, and everyone is so far from everyone else that I have to wonder exactly what BioWare think they're trying to show off in Fort Tarsis, and I have to wonder why. I guess in the full game they want us to care about random dude with a beard or steampunk mum who can't feed her steampunk brats, but the truth is it's just a resource drain that we don't need. Everything in Tarsis could be done with a menu and a few talking heads, maybe some cutscenes here and there, and you can't expect random flash mobs like you get in Destiny to brighten your day. It's a painful, boring glass of dull in between meaty mouthfuls of blowing the shit out of stuff that we could do without. Tarsis needs fixing, and if you don't believe me, you can just get in the bloody caravan. Speaking of which, on a major plus note, the action is just tremendous. I mean, even with frame rate dips and bugs and glitches and disappearing enemies, I had a blast in every firefight. The special effects light up the screen, the sound of gunfire and explosions and mumbled exposition fill the airwaves. In short, it's just spectacular. Every time you get into a scrape, I didn't even mind or notice the game chugging along like a broken tugboat at times because I was just too busy spitting wows and shits and smiling like someone had handed me a big bowl of chocolate ice cream and Scarlett Johansson. I'd almost given up hope of getting hold of my second javelin because the damn thing wouldn't save my XP gains after missions, but eventually I got lucky. I almost went with the stealthy wasp-like interceptor, but at the last minute snapped up Storm, which is like a mix between Magneto and Iron Man and Emperor Palpatine from that bit where he fries the ever-living shit out of Luke with Force lightning. Storm is squishier than Ranger, but more mobile and stacked with elemental goodness. I took Storm for a test drive in the Tyrant of the Mine, or Mine Tyrant, I'm not sure, I can't remember what it's called, but the stronghold with the big bug, right? It's like a mission where you need to take a squad of javelins deep underground and investigate a group of enemies trying to make a super weapon, which leads to this subterranean showdown against that brain bug from Starship Troopers on hella cocaine. To be honest, it was the event that got me. The fight is so much fun. Right, reviving down teammates and flying around the cave looking for cover or safety or a vantage point where you can do some damage. It's freaking excellent, and I fell in love despite all the other issues that could have gotten in the way and did get in the way at many times. Also, the ultimate moves I tried are both superb, but the Storm's move in particular is like this screen-filling mass of light and noise that just explodes in your face like Christmas at Rambo's house, and I really like the world. It's beautiful at times, close to something like Halo aesthetically, like rivers, lakes, waterfalls, craggy outcrops of rock, huge plunges into deep dark waters, night and day cycles, weather effects, herds of alien monstrosities, flocks of birds, little clutches of wildlife that scatter when you plonk your 2-ton robotic ass down in the grass. I loved everything I saw, like this tin shack shantytown built on a cliff face, or the rusted remains of this gargantuan mechanical strider draped in ivy and weeds and stuff. It was like something out of Horizon Zero Dawn. But by God, does the map need the option to place waypoints? I was constantly checking my direction in relation to map icons, and there's GPS in the friggin' missions. Please, BioWare, put that in the launch build. Now, another major plus is the customization. Obviously, EA were always going to put a lot of effort into the customization, right? This is the only thing that they're slapping microtransactions on, so they were going to put a hell of a lot of effort into the cosmetics, and they have done, right? It's pretty comprehensive. I spent ages prattling around with colours and materials and vinyls and wear states, like you can be muddy or clean or shiny or old, or there's so many options. Like everything has like a dozen different material types, from cloth and leather to chrome and metal, and it's really cool, right? There's a lot of scope to change your javelin, to customize your javelin and personalize it, which we like. But I'm hoping that there's enough opportunity to earn coin in the game. I mean, there was a leaked image, this week showing some crazy prices that BioWare have since said they're placeholder, you know, things change. But I mean, it was something like 40,000 coin for a different javelin configuration, and that's a lot considering that in the demo you were earning like 5 or 10 coin for a mission. So I know these things are going to change, and I hope they change a lot, because if they don't, there's going to be some serious backlash on launch day. But you know, I'm hoping that these prices are all just placeholder, and the coin that we can earn is enough to customize and play around and personalize our javelins, and because it's going to be very much like Warframe in that respect, I think, very much like Destiny, it's going to be a lot of fashion, right? Fashion frame, Guardians of fashion. It's going to be just the same with Anthem. It's going to be javelins of fashion and all that stuff. People are going to want to be strutting their stuff like peacocks and showing off their colours, and I hope that EA and BioWare give us enough opportunity to do that by earning money in the game. Right? I hope it's not all just the purple shards that you have to spend real world money on. So yeah, what did I think? I liked it. I really enjoyed my time with the demo when I finally got on. And Anthem did win me over 100%, but there's some serious caveats. And there are some things we need to see fixed. Right, BioWare need to address that slow-ass hub. And if the movement is always going to be this clunky and heavy on the ground, then a patchy frame rate is like the worst possible thing they could let sneak into the game. How's it going to do on launch? Damned if I know. I mean, a lot of people want this game to fail. And like, this demo was like EA handing those people a loaded gun and then admitting they took the last After 8 and then boned their mum. It was a clumsy mess, and one that a company like EA should have and could have avoided. They could have just called it a beta and been done with it. Shit, they could have called it an alpha and been done with it. It was that bad. If you didn't play it, it was really, really hard going at times. I mean, you know, the infinite load screens, for one. I mean, I got stuck in a loop where I just went round and round and round, from loading screen to title screen through loading screen again. In fact, I had to, on several occasions, load into an expedition, wait till the load bar got to like 95%, come out, and then go back into, come out like all the way to dashboard, quit out of the game completely, load back into the game, and then choose to rejoin the expedition that I'd started. So, and that was the only way I could get into the game. So yeah, it was rough, and it was very, very hard going at times. But in the end, I've seen more positive feedback than negative from people, and I'm still hopeful if the content is there, because I'll be honest, like, besides the stronghold, most of the activities in the demo were pretty samey, but it's still something that I think EA and BioWare can salvage, and I really hope they do, because in amongst all the infinite load screens and system crashes and bugs and glitches and fails, I saw glimpses of the greatness that could be. I mean, you know, let's be honest, we've got to give them a chance, right? It was worth a chance. If you played the demo, then you know that it was worth a chance. I mean, it looks amazing and it plays really well. Like, I love the heft and weight of the javelins. I know I have complained about them being clunky and cumbersome, but the feel of them when they hit the ground and when you take off, and the Ranger has this barrel roll, this mid-air barrel roll that's just like, it's just lifted from Iron Man. It's beautiful and it's graceful and it makes you feel really, really cool every time you do it. I mean, launching little mini rockets at stuff and then doing this barrel roll out of the way and then like clunking down on the grass, or slamming into a rocky outcrop and pulling your sniper rifle out, or when you plummet like what feels like hundreds of feet into a lake and you plunge into the water and you're scores and scores of feet below the surface and everything just goes quiet and stunningly gorgeous, and then you fly back to the surface of the water, you swim, should I say, back to the surface of the water, and you burst out in this waterfall of glittering, sparkling spray, and it feels and it looks magnificent. And I'm not a big proponent of style over substance in games in that respect. Like, I'd rather a game played well and impressed me for looks over everything else. But when you combine it with just the feel of Anthem, it really works. And there are a lot of things they need to fix, and I hope they have. There are a lot of things they need to change, and I hope they do. I don't think those things will be changed at launch. There's going to be a 16 player social hub at launch, which is called, I think it's called the Launch Pad, yeah, or the Hangar, something like that. Anyway, where people are going to be able to join and talk, and I guess use emotes and probably dance and talk to each other and get together before, you know, group up like the Gathering Hub in Monster Hunter World. I envision it as something like that, which is pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that stuff. But it's more that I want them to fix all those little bugs. I want the frame rate to maintain a constant, at least 30 FPS. I want it to feel smoother than it did in the demo. So that's what I'm hoping they fix. I mean, there were disappearing enemies. There were several times when I was like running forward 4 or 5 steps, and then I would suddenly appear 3 steps behind. So it would take me twice as long to run anywhere. And so those sort of things are very, very annoying. And I'm sure they won't be in the finished game. But anyway, I don't know. For me, I managed to play with, I think I played with the Ranger at the beginning, which is the main, the starter class in the demo, who was cool. You know, it feels good. It feels very Iron Man-y. The Super's pretty cool, or the Ultimate, whatever it's called, is pretty cool. I also played as Storm. And Storm just felt really different. Like I was calling down massive fire and ice and lightning storms that were all sort of rolled together, and I mean it was devastating and screen filling and amazing to watch and amazing to pull off. And I mean, even just like the Storm doesn't have a grenade. He just kind of does this thing where this massive column of lightning and energy slams into the ground and obliterates whatever it hits, and it's really cool. Anyway, it's really cool. That's what I'm trying to convey, is that I really enjoyed it, and you know, despite its issues and despite feeling that in places something was just a little bit off, I really enjoyed it. But yeah, the second public beta runs next weekend from the 1st to the 3rd of February. So if you're curious, check it out. Don't expect miracles, right? Because it's going to be the same build that we saw already. So, you know, expect server problems. Don't go in expecting it to be the be-all and end-all, because it's not. Expect those miracles on February 22nd when Anthem launches, because that's when we've been promised the miracles. That's where BioWare is saying this game's going to launch in this condition. Expect the miracles then, right? Now, one good thing, by the way, if you did play the VIP demo, there is going to be, you're going to have the opportunity now to unlock the other classes. So if you've only unlocked, you only had Ranger and then one other, the other Javelins are going to be unlocked in the public demo for you. You'll be able to play all 4 Javelins, which is quite cool. Plus we get like a free vinyl or something that they're thrown into it when you buy the main game if you played the VIP demo. So they're trying to sort of appease us and do some damage control, which is commendable, I think. And I will say as well that I was up for most of the night on Friday trying to get into the demo, and I must be honest, the BioWare execs were up all night with us. Like, you know, guys like Mark Dara were just constantly tweeting and trying to keep people reassured and trying to keep people up to date. So you've got to commend them for that. Like, BioWare deserve, you know, some kind of recognition for, yes, it was bad, yes, it was a mess, yes, it was a shit show, it was unacceptable, but they did their best to fix it. And I don't think it was all entirely their fault. I'm not going to blame EA exclusively, but I don't think it was all down to BioWare. So I hope that it hasn't completely dampened your enthusiasm for Anthem. I hope that you haven't all cancelled your pre-orders. I'm sure some of you have, and you're well within your rights to. I can understand why, but I kind of hope that a lot of people are going to give them the benefit of the doubt and just see how it goes. But you know, it's your money and it's your choice. But yeah, between now and February 22nd, do stay tuned to godisageek.com for more hands-on Anthem feedback and news, views and reviews on a whole bunch of other stuff. In the meantime, I've been Mick Fraser for God is a Geek, and you guys have been lovely. Bye.